There is a story they used to whisper. The women doing the wash by the river, steam rising on cold mornings, mending their socks and their knits, darning and damming, foraging herbs and mosses for dressing wounds. The story was of a bird-headed girl who met the world sitting on the wing of a crow. For she liked wooden tables labeled in grease, surrounded by the faces of her friends and family. But at night she dreamt of the great money tree, a place too far for a bird-headed girl though. One day in the forest, the girl met a crow. He saw her and he knew the world. Unmated the two, yet he to impregnate and bring them to bloom the bridled ideas that she hid in her womb. The crow lit a pipe and said, "Let's meet here later tonight." And when she returned with some sage in her myrrh, he sat with the fly by a fire. I once was broken, I walked on my toes, and I met the cat. The cat is our mind. When I was young, I feared the feline. Because he would come back, he would claw, icy scratch on the lens of my feelings. The cat played a game to test how much pain I could resist, said the crow. If I were the question, and there was an answer, the feline, well, he was Plato. One day in his play, the cat bit my leg. I thought we were friends, but the mind, he is never that simple. The cat always frank said, I never held you back. I batted you and bounced you between furry claw, but none of it was ever law. Because you thought it was, you find yourself now wounded. And this was the first time she heard from the fly. Oh yes, I remember, oh how much you cried. The tears of a crow, a silencing sky. I roosted my foot and made water flow. How long I remained there, I don't really know. But wiping my eyes and cleaning my heart, I emerged with a strong urge I wanted to fly. And here came the snake. He asked me as such, how can you trust your own nature that much? For most of your life, you've rummaged through rust. For fools go with a pauper's lust. The scar on my eye from the cat's scratches lie. I knew what I wanted, and part had to die. So I clawed the snake, he hissed me goodbye. I saw when you did that, chimed in the fly. The girl got up. Don't want to be rude. I dreamed of the money tree. It calls me, it calls me. I dream when I find it, I dig at its roots. Little leaves in the soil, there's gold by its shoots. The fly bust a sigh, the crow gave a hoot. A coin won't mean much to Freud's daughter. What you need to find is much, much harder. That night the bird-headed girl hid not from the beauty of her own greed for giving. She made metal leaves on the roof of her mouth. She purged her illicit desires, sitting with crow and with fly by the fire. The purge came, the flood, an oral gate burst forth with might, shaken out and closely observed with crow and fly by the vicious light. And crow kept an eye out, sitting on mirrors, to suture the wounds, told the fly, think she'll see the world this afternoon. By morning she noticed the cracks where the roots had created space for her. In rotting apples she saw ready seed. In her chalice she carried her purging lessons. She laid with them rich in flowers. The world woke her up, covered in pink, with fly and crow on her shoulder. I see your full cup. I know what you think. The girl sat up straight to behold her. The tree is not out, past a field beyond town. It is not in a meadow, it's not in the ground. It grows in your plexus and branches are found around heart and your soul when your mind is unbound. I keep myself covered, said the world, so that you may dance with me unfearful of dancing with yourself.